We're in an era of sports where teams have to overpay a guy's actual market value since money talks and all. But when MLB teams throw out money to a player, they want him to at least play up to a skill level instead of being one of the worst players on the team. I'm DeQwan Young, and today we dive into the 10 worst MLB contracts of all time. Number 10, Daisuke Matsusaka. The Boston Red Sox were desperate to sign the star Japanese pitcher, and they had to pay $51 million in a bidding war just to negotiate with him. In 2006, Boston signed Matsusaka to a 6-year contract worth $52 million. So basically just over $100 million for a player who didn't even play in an MLB game yet? Sign me up. With the exception of an 18-win season in 2008, Daisuke was a huge disappointment in Beantown. His ERA was above 4.4 in 5 of his 6 seasons with the Red Sox. He spent 2 seasons with the New York Mets, then returned to Japan after the 2014 season. Number 9, Ryan Howard. The Philadelphia Phillies looked like geniuses for re-signing their star slugger to a 5-year deal worth $125 million. The 2006 NL MVP led Philly to the 2008 World Series and another NL pennant in 2009. But after Howard signed on the dotted line, everything went downhill. His home run totals kept going down. 40 home run seasons became 30, then became 20-something. His batting average went way down and became a much easier batter to strike out. Number 8, Pablo Sandoval. After finishing last in the AL East in 2014, the Red Sox seemed smart for signing the 3-time World Series champion to a 5-year contract worth $90 million. Sandoval, a star third baseman for the San Francisco Giants, was supposed to fix the problems in the Red Sox lineup. Instead, he was an awful hitter in 2015 and played horrible defense. And his wins above replacement was negative .9. Sandoval only played 3 games in 2016 after opting for shoulder surgery. From the looks of it, the both Sox should have included a receipt in this deal. Number 7, Josh Hamilton. J-Ham won the 2010 AL MVP and led the Texas Rangers to consecutive AL pennants. So the Los Angeles Angels went and signed him to a 5-year deal worth $125 million, and suddenly they looked to have the best lineup in baseball. Or not. Hamilton batted just .258, far and away the worst of his career. His offensive numbers dipped big time, but LA was able to ship his contract back to Texas in 2015. Still was a waste of money. Number 6, Mo Vaughn. Vaughn was one of the most feared hitters in baseball as the Boston Red Sox slugger took home the 1995 AL MVP and constantly hit above 300. Vaughn hit over 30 home runs in 1999 and 2000, but he struggled with injuries and was traded to the New York Mets. An Angels player took a shot and said they wouldn't miss Vaughn's leadership. And Vaughn responded saying that the Angels hadn't won anything. Yet, they went on to win the 2002 World Series. Number 5, CC Sabathia. In 2008, the Yankees signed Sabathia to a 7-year deal worth $175 million. Sabathia became the ace of the rotation and guided them to a 2009 World Series championship. Money well spent there. But in 2011, Sabathia had the choice to opt out of his contract. But he declined and was given an extension to his existing deal. He entered 2012 with 5 years left on his contract that would pay him $122 million. Well, the Yankees shouldn't have extended him. After the 2012 season, Sabathia saw his ERA go north of 4.7 over the next 3 years. He started racking up losing seasons and saw his strikeout totals go way down. The first few years of the contract were good. After that, disaster. Number 4, Mike Hampton. Hampton was one of the top throwers in the 90s, leading the NL in wins during the 1999 seasons, while winning the 2000 NLCS MVP with the New York Mets. The Colorado Rockies loved Hampton and signed him to an 8-year, $121 million contract. Hampton's ERA, which was constantly well below 4, was above 5 in his 2 years with the Rockies. He compiled a 21-28 record during his time with Colorado before moving on to the Atlanta Braves, where he revived his career. But for Colorado, the contract was terrible. Number 3, Bobby Bonilla. A 6-time All-Star and 1997 World Series champion with the Florida Marlins, Bonilla struck a ton of fear into the hearts of opposing pitchers. But the Mets made a mistake in signing him to a 5-year contract worth $29 million. The Mets released him after the 1999 campaign, but he was owed $5.9 million. Long story short, the team agreed to give him $1.19 million every year from 2011 to 2035. So even though he last played for the Mets in '99, Bonilla is still getting paid by the team, and it'll stay that way until 2035. Number 2, Carl Crawford. Crawford was one of the league's elite defensive outfielders and one of the top contact hitters. The speedy base stealer and Tampa Bay Rays superstar opted to join the Boston Red Sox on a 7-year deal worth $142 million in 2010. But Crawford's stats in most offensive categories went way down. He struck out a ton, could barely hit, and struggled to play great defense like he used to. He became a huge mistake and was traded to the LA Dodgers during the 2012 season. He figuratively revived his career in Los Angeles, but Boston wasted a ton of money on Crawford. Number 1, Barry Zito. The former Oakland Athletics ace owned one of the nastiest curveballs in MLB history. Zito was a 3-time All-Star and took home the 2002 American League Cy Young Award. The San Francisco Giants signed him to a 7-year contract worth $126 million. Boy, was that a mistake. Zito lost double-digit games 5 times and only had 1 winning season in the Bay Area. His ERA was above 4 every season, and he went from one of baseball's best pitchers to one of the worst. And yet, he was given $126 million. That contract couldn't have ended soon enough for the Giants, who managed to win 2 World Series during his tenure there. What are some of the other worst contracts in MLB history? Join us in the comments below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps us out a ton and we truly appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to Total Pro Sports though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.